Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I'm a beautiful mom of three sharing my motherhood journey with you guys. So on this channel, I do everything motherhood. If you are an upcoming mom, if you're a mom to be, if you are already a mom, this channel is for you. I'm just trying to create a safe space so we as mothers can share our ideas, learn from each other and just be better mothers. So if you would like to be part of this beautiful family, please consider clicking on that subscribe button. That said, guys, I want to go straight into today's video. So today we're having another episode of In My Opinion. So the first question we have here is, my twin girls are 1 year and 3 months. I've been battling on how to stop them from breastfeeding. My mother is not always available. Same with my husband. Can you please tell me what to do? Okay, if there's one of those things that I know that a lot of mothers deal with is struggling to wean the baby and just stop breastfeeding the baby. First of all, for me, as I always do, in my own case, it was not easy, especially for Monique and Myra, because they sucked and sucked till they were like 8-9 months before I tried weaning them. And when I stopped breastfeeding, like when I start giving you solids, I don't give you breast milk anymore. For Caden, I breastfed him for 6 months, and by the 6th month, I fell sick, so I had to take drips. That's how I just stopped. And it was easier for Caden because he was using the bottle. I always used to express and put in the bottle because for some reason he just refused to take my boobs, right? That was it for Caden. For Monique and Myra, they sucked. Monique sucked till 8 months. Myra sucked 9 months. And when it got to time, it was a little struggle, but it was not that bad because when I started giving them solid food, I had started also giving them the bottle, right? I was giving them the bottle bit by bit. Me stopping to give them the boob, it was not that difficult. It was just slow. If I used to breastfeed them like 5 times a day, I reduced to 4 times, to 3 times, to 2 times till I stopped. There are also people who do the method of carrying the baby to their mom, or to somebody they trust with the baby. Just carry the baby, keep the baby there for at least 1 month. For at least 2 nights or 3 nights. The baby will cry and get used to it, because the difficult part of weaning the baby is when you're trying to stop and the baby keeps crying. That crying, sometimes you're just like, oh my God, I don't want to punish this baby again. I'll just go ahead and give the baby what they want. The next one says, good day, please, mommies. There is this girl that used to come to my shop to play with my son. The girl is 3 years old and my son is 4 years old. I caught my son lying on the girl. I was scared. I was scared to the extent that I started beating the two of them. Please, does it mean anything? Because I and my husband have never done such in his presence. And mind you, his dad sleeps in the sitting room. I don't want to ask you why the dad is sleeping in the sitting room, but dynamics are always different. Anyway, for me, I feel like it depends on what your child is being exposed to, because maybe he hasn't seen you and his father doing that before, but he has probably seen it on TV. He has probably seen it somewhere, because things, I always say, children don't just see things from nowhere or just imagine things and just do things. He must have seen it from somewhere around you. You want to check if you have other people in your house, what they're watching in the presence of the child, what your nanny is watching, if you have a nanny, or your family, what are they watching around the child. And I feel like you should just have a conversation with the child. I know for me, I believe like from 3 years, children start understanding. So you want to have a conversation with the child and tell the child that don't do that. That wasn't nice. Next time, it's not good to sit on the child, because beating the child just creates one notion and mystery behind the whole thing. Like, but why is it that mommy is beating me because I did this? That is what I think. The next one says, my 3-year-old isn't taking the idea of a new sibling well. You could tell the jealousy. These days, he's so moody, resentful towards me and the baby. For example, this morning I carried the baby and he asked that I put the baby down and carry him. Instead, he drifted towards his dad, and this is equally affecting me too. Okay, he's drifting towards his dad and it's equally affecting me too. I want to know how other mothers have dealt with this situation over time. How do I reassure my child again of my affection and create a balance? I will be in the comment section. Thank you. This is usually something that a lot of parents have to deal with. I definitely had to deal with this. For Caden, when I had Monique, my God, that first week, it was a world war in my house. Caden would cry. It's so raining. I hope it doesn't destroy my audio of this video. Caden would cry a lot when I had Monique. Like, he would cry, especially when he's not want to see my mom, because when my mom was here, and each time I'm carrying or playing with Caden, my mom would come and is like, can you please breastfeed Monique? Caden hated it. Caden would cry. He would throw throw a fit. It was always so much. It was difficult. But what my husband and myself decided to do was I was going to spend more time with Monique and he was going to spend more time with Caden. Just trying to make Caden understand that no, even though we have a baby now, it doesn't mean that we don't like you anymore. We don't want to be your parents anymore. So my husband became more of Caden's go-to, and then sometimes when I've breastfed Monique, probably I'm going to now give Monique to my husband and then he is going to take Caden. But the first thing I also did, I feel like it wasn't that bad, because the first thing I did when I got pregnant was I was constantly telling Caden, like I'm constantly telling my children, you're going to have a junior one, talk to your baby sister, talk to your baby brother. I'm always doing that so that the baby is aware that somebody is coming. You're going to have a new friend. I'm trying to talk to the child. Sometimes you feel like these babies are too young, but it gets in their brains. Since this happened when I had Monique, I was more intentional again when it came to Myra, and Monique really did not have a problem. Monique was so happy when the baby came. She did not feel like I'm no longer the baby. No, Monique did not feel like that. The truth is, the only thing I noticed about Monique was that she was, first of all, this very proud baby who did not like to go to people. She liked her space. But when I had Myra, Monique became more open to people now. All those people that she used to reject, she started going to them. But before, she was not like that. Okay, this is a holiday post. Kindly let me know what you think about this issue. It's really concerning. It's about my mother-in-law. She is very untidy, for lack of a better word. I'm not saying this as a form of disrespect because she's a nice woman, no lie. Just stating the obvious. Her room is sometimes full of roaches, dead rats, bed bugs, always scattered. I feel like this person is this person is exaggerating. Bed bugs how I was as she's still alive. Her kitchen is a no-go area, from unwashed pots, dirty plates. Anytime the kids go there, they always return with certain marks on their body, from ants to bed bugs. Funny to say, my husband is very, very neat. He doesn't take this aspect from her at all. Even though he is her carbon copy when it comes to looks, he cleans the house more than I do myself. My mother-in-law always wants the kids around her to come spend the night and all that. But each time they go and come back, they are sick. My husband knows this too and doesn't want them to go there either. But you know who gets blamed at the end of the day? How do I deal with this? Thank you. This is a tricky one. You guys know I'm always talking when it comes to in-laws. I always say diplomacy. So this is a pretty tricky one. When it comes to in-laws, like, we have to be very careful. I would just say it's not your business. First of all, it's not even your business. Like, do not talk about it. Do not even mention it to your mother-in-law. What you can do is, the best person to handle this would be her son, right? Your husband can do something about this. There are many subtle ways to tell people sometimes that they are not the neatest. I feel like the first thing you can do is just to tell her that you're sending people to come and help her clean, wash, arrange everything. That's one of the ways. You can also just go to this cleaning service. There are many cleaning services around these days, right? You can tell her that you have paid for a good cleaning service to come and do a deep clean to just revamp her house. In that way, she's like, okay, if you start subtly like, okay, ma, I'm coming to your house. I want to come and help you. Let's do deep cleaning in your house and rearrange your house. That's one way. After that, if you go back and things are still the same, you can now say, I'm going to send this and this person to come and help you to clean your house. And if it's still not the same, you can now say, we're paying for people to come and help you deep clean your house. It's going to pass a message, because for your kids' safety, your kids cannot go to a place where they're constantly having rashes. I can understand how frustrating that can be. Ma, please, what can I use to stop the smell from my 8-year-old's mouth? Even after brushing, I still perceive an odor. You should go to the dentist, because before I even start talking about the dentist, how do you ensure that she has brushed her teeth properly? Because my kids, they don't spend a lot of time brushing. Sometimes they're just like, and they come and I'm like, no, your breath still stinks. Children find it hard to brush their tongue. So you want to ensure that the child is brushing their tongue. If it was a child 5 years below, I'll just tell you to, every time after they have brushed, just give them a tomatoes. Tomatoes takes away that smell for children from, I think it's 3 under, it's not even 5, 3 under. Just give the child a fresh tomato to eat and the smell is gone. That used to save me so much. But as they're getting older, it's basically impossible for me to use that one. I'll tell you to, first of all, ensure that you're following up the child when it comes to brushing, ensuring that the child brushes the tongue very well. If you're doing that and you still notice that the mouth is smelling, maybe you buy a mouthwash for the child. If you notice that it's still not helping, then I feel like you should go to a dentist, because it might be another problem. I have people who use the best mouthwashes, but they still have mouth odor. Sometimes it's coming from inside the stomach, as I hear. Remember, I am no medical personnel. Maybe it's a deeper issue you want to look at. Just go to the dentist, let the dentist give you different options. Some of these people's questions, sometimes I'm like, but why are you people coming here when you could just go to the doctor? Hey, this is a common problem. Please, how can I encourage my 9-year-old son to always study his books without being forced? Though his performance at school is not that bad, I believe he can do better if he is serious. I'm really worried because he is in year 4, that's primary 4, and most times I have to remind him to do his homework or force him to study even during tests and exams. If you have a solution, please come and tell me, because this is the story of my life. This is something I'm struggling with. But first of all, I have said in one of my vlogs, I said I don't understand why children in primary school these days are studying. My son is 9 years old and he does not like the studying life, the booking life. No, Kaden is not interested in that at all. Like, for him, it's not his thing. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want to do it. If there's a way for him not to study, he won't study, and he's actually doing really good. My husband basically has to force him to study, and sometimes I'm not really comfortable with it, because for me, I believe that primary school children should not be studying and studying so hard, especially if they don't want to. Monique is the one who, she likes studying, she likes her books, she's constantly writing and reading, but my son does not like at all, and he's still doing well. So sometimes I'm like, if this boy was studying a little bit like his sister, I'm sure he would ace and ace, like he would be the toppest of his class, because even though he doesn't like studying, he still comes out like the 4th in his class, the 3rd in his class. Imagine if this boy was taking it seriously. If we put a lot of pressure on children, you should just leave the child. The worst thing I feel to do is to force a child to study, because the child starts hating studying. There are different ways that you can pamper him, like rewards. Just keep telling him, if you do this, this is going to be the positive reward and you're going to get better results. That is what I think. But please, if you have any suggestions, come and help a sister, because I am in this and it is not easy for me. It really stresses me out sometimes. Okay, my 2-year-old is being very rebellious towards me. Like, he doesn't obey my don'ts at all. I'm pregnant with my 2nd baby and I'm a stay-at-home mom for now. My husband goes to work and comes back late evenings. It's mostly I and my son always. I've been calm, petting him into obeying, but it's not just working. It's starting to get me pissed off, honestly. Note that he's never like this with his dad. Please, mothers, how can I handle this? The first mistake is beating him, because we all know children do not respond well to tapping and beating, and no, children do not respond well to that. As African parents, we have this beating problem. We are constantly, it's almost like the cane is always the only result. I cannot blame some of us, because that is what we know, that is how we grew, and we feel like I grew up like this and I turned out to be this way, so why not if not, or if not if why not? That is what happens, because we're like, oh, but my parents beat me and I turned out great, so maybe I should beat. One thing I should tell you is they don't call it terrible twos for nothing. Kids who are 2 years old are a whole bunch, and you have to be very careful when handling this. If you change roles and you are always the one out and your husband is always the one at home, that child is going to behave that same way you get. The child is going to behave that same way to your husband. It's going to just be exchange. So don't feel like, oh my God, he's doing this because I'm the mother and all that. And all. No, it's not because you're the mother. It's not because of anything. It's just because you're the one spending more time with the child. For me, I'll just tell you to take away his favorite toys. You tell him, if you keep doing this, I'm going to take it away. If you keep doing this, you're not going to watch TV. If you keep doing this, you're not going to play. You know what your child likes. You know the kind of things your child likes doing, what your child enjoys. You should know how to just pull that away. Simple. You know, okay, if this child keeps doing this, I am definitely not give you your favorite snack. If you do this and if he respects it, you give him a reward. In that way, the child starts knowing that, okay, if I continue doing this thing, my mom will not like it. You also have to be very, very patient, because the terrible twos, oh my God, it's not easy. It's not easy, but you just have to be patient. You petting him and begging him to do things. It's not even it. Please don't do it anymore. Excuse me. It's not even it, because at that point as well, the child starts feeling like everything will go his way. So it's tricky, but that's what I think about this. Please, people should come and tell me what you think about this situation. My 6-month-old's poo is usually very strong. He cries when he's trying to poo. It breaks my heart. He got that from me though. I still battle with poo. I can even go for days without pooing, but I have gotten used to it. I try to regulate what I eat too. Actually, I feed him with multi-grain pap and my breast milk. I used to give him naan before now, but same issue. He is beginning to eat small gari and soup. Please, what can I be consistently feeding him with to help with his stool? What I'm about to say, some people have different opinions. For me, I feel you can give him fruits, just small. It's still a baby, so you give just small, like a bit of orange. You get like one orange, you squeeze it into a container and give him. I know that orange used to help my kids a lot when they will not poo or when they have hard poo. And then I also used to give them bananas. Bananas used to soften their stool. I don't know, maybe you people have other options, but that's what used to work for me. I used to give them bananas. The orange was once in a while. Sometimes I'll mix the banana and orange and mash it together. Just mash it, mix it together, and it works like magic. It's softens their stools. I don't know whether whether everybody, it works for everybody, but that's what I used to do. Okay, please, I need advice on the best investments for kids. I have 2 daughters. The eldest is 4 years, and I want to start investing for my kids. One thing that I am doing with my kids, I'll just tell you what I am doing. So my investment for my kids, or my husband and myself, our investment for our kids is just opening them accounts. Okay, not bank accounts, because some of those bank accounts you can still unlock and still use the money. Not bank accounts. We have insurance accounts for them. It's the educational fund insurance, right? So every month we put in a particular amount. It just depends. You could open one and then you say every month you're putting in 10,000 per child, or you're putting in 5,000, you're putting 10, 20,000, 100,000. It depends on how much you make. This is going to help, because by the time the child gets to 17 years old, you calculate how much you have made for that child. It's a lot. If you have programs like, I want to send this child abroad, that is going to help without stress. But if you are really not into something like this, you can go ahead and buy land in their names. Those are the only ones I think I know. You can buy land in their name and just keep. That's an investment. As they grow older, you can now give them their land, and by that time I feel like the land would have greatly appreciated. You can still build in their name. There are things that you can do in the child's name. That is just going to be my suggestion. Please, people should come and give ideas, because I feel like, me too, I need ideas when it comes to this one. Yes guys, we have finally come to the end of today's video. Let me know what you think. What do you think about everything I talked about? Let's talk more in the comment section. You know how that goes. Let's talk more. Thank you guys so very much for watching today's video, and I am going to see you on my next one. Okay guys, love you. Bye.